What's up, guys? Cody here today with my opinions and the rundown on the other changes that other marksmen are receiving. So we're gonna start with Ash. Now, for those of you who don't know, I love Ash. She's my second favorite ADC as of season 5, at least. But she's being changed slightly. They're all getting stat changes, so I'm not going to focus on that much. Her frost shot, her passive, the slow has been reduced. The bonus damage no longer counts as a critical strike, which is good, because now Randuin isn't going to screw us over anymore. Ash can critically strike like normal now, but it deals 1.0 total damage instead of the 2.0. But her slow is now doubled. So this is good. And her Q has no cooldown now, and the slow application's been removed. So it's whatever. Kind of a nerf in a little bit of a sense, in my opinion. Israel. Nothing really changed here. His Q now has a cooldown reducing effect increased to 1.5 per hit from 1 second, with it also the cooldown also being increased by a small amount, hardly noticeable. Yeah, increased it by half a second. And his E has had the cooldown increased by a small amount. 2 seconds at max rank. Jinx is my favorite ADC. I don't think anymore after these changes, though, because her passive, yes, the duration is getting increased. Yes, the total attack speed is now going to stack when she gets kills, but in my opinion, that does not balance out the Q nerf. Minus 15% attack speed while using rocket launcher. That means less attacks during a team fight with rocket launcher, which means if you want to get more attacks in, you're going to have to be using your machine gun, which means you're going to be closer to the battle. So I don't like that. So I don't think I'm going to be playing Jinx as much if this Q nerf is as bad as I think it is. Callista, not much difference here. Her jump now scales with boot tier, blah 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 blah, as well as slows. Lucian, his ult no longer scales with attack speed, and now fires just a set amount of bullets. That's good. I've seen some gameplay of that. That seems better now, since you don't have to build attack speed on Lucian anymore. You can just build damage. You don't have to worry about that. Sivir, her W, I think is it's the same thing pretty much. The cooldown was increased, but now the cooldown begins on spellcast. So it's the same thing. Tristana has a few things. The Q has been decreased, and it no longer reduces E on cooldown, and attacking a target with her bomb no longer reduces the Q cooldown. Her jump has been changed for the damage. It deals less early, more later. Well, less early at level 1, more later at all the other levels. And yeah. And it now resets on max E explosions. That's good. And her E's missile speed is increased. And Tristana's abilities now also add E stats. So, they're better. I like the differences. Twitch, I've looked at before. I'm bad with Twitch, so I don't think these changes are really going to be doing much for me, but his Q now resets when they die. When the enemy dies from when the enemy affected by deadly venom dies, which is nice. And his R has had the duration reduced, mana cost reduced, and cooldown reduced. So the mana and cooldown reduction helps with the duration reduction. So I like the changes to Twitch. I wish I was better with him. Urgot, I wish they didn't revert that, but whatever. They've just changed how they just instead of giving him the armor and MR, they've given him reduced damage. Varus, his Chain of Corruption now makes root enemies get 3 stacks of his W over the root duration. So that's good. That's gonna make him more powerful. Vayne, her W's been changed, the base damage has been removed, the percent of max health damage has been increased, and now there's a minimum damage versus all targets. So most of these minor changes I do agree with. Most of these changes are just minor balance changes to go along with the other major marksman changes happen, and I agree with them. So yeah, I enjoy it. So that's my quick rundown and thoughts on the minor marksman changes.